Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because you've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm Dan, and you're sweaty.
Yes.
Yeah, you took off that shirt. You took off that...
Yeah, I was wearing a dress shirt earlier, and I'm sweaty.
Sweaty
because setting this up is a lot of stuff, and I get...
It's not a lot. You really just took off a dress shirt.
It's a lot of work. You don't understand.
Okay. All right, well, we have two guests on the podcast today. We haven't had a two-guest one for our video podcasts just yet. So I'm very excited to introduce my roommate Mike and our good friend Alex. So Mike, you got to choose this week's episode. What did you choose?
I chose the Grand Budapest Hotel, one of my favorite movies.
One of your favorite movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm enticed because you got some, you got a very filmy like taste in movies or raunchy comedies, basically.
Either or.
Yeah,
basically.
It's a very weird niche.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm excited to see this movie. I know it's won like a bunch of awards and everything. It was very highly acclaimed. So,
Yeah, one of Wes Anderson's best, I'd say.
okay.
Yeah, he did... Well, he did, what? Bottle Rocket, Rushmore...
Isle of Dog.
Oh, Isle of Dog. I wanted to see that one, but yeah, I just never got to him.
Didn't interest me.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, that's one. That's
That was really good. I haven't seen that either.
One of Sep's friends loves that. That's her favorite movie. So,
All right. Well, let's get to this movie, shall we?
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So we just watched the Grand Budapest Hotel. I forgot the name of the movie.
Jeez.
That's on par, actually. I'm gonna start it with that. Forgettable.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm just kidding. It's not very forgettable. It's.
Mike's insulted now.
Honestly, I am.
kidding.
You could see it in my face, couldn't you?
You're just like,
What is wrong with this man?
Wow.
No. I kid. So this movie was. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
You
Just
still
like-
laughing?
nothing.
All right. Let's start out with this movie. So it's a movie that takes place in a few different time periods.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's kind of jumbled, I'd say, at least in some aspects. It's very funny, though. It is a very funny movie.
It is.
I will give it that.
Yeah, I mean, well, you kept getting mad about the aspect ratios, how it kept changing.
Yeah, that is kind of jarring.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, after a while, you don't really notice it.
And I will say, I did notice it after maybe the first half hour or so.
Yeah.
So it got better, but it's Dark Knight. I thought was jarring when it went from the IMAX cameras to regular movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Don't watch
skyline shots.
Transformers. Transformers: The Last Night does that so many
I've
times.
only seen the first two, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
you're good. Yeah,
I'm
don't go down that rabbit hole.
Right. But yeah, aspect ratio changes. If they're subtly done, like in WandaVision, like they just kind of grow or just like shrink and that kind of stuff, that isn't as jarring. It's nice. It's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
This one was a little jarring, but again, I got used to it after a while. So
Wes Anderson's style, always having everything in center frame. Like I wonder if do we know if he's like OCD or like?
I think he just likes everything symmetrical
Just
Might be
in
a
his
little
to have
shots.
it like this.
Just a little bit.
But it's what makes his style unique, though.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things I enjoy about it. The aesthetic.
Yeah.
All the symmetry involved with it.
Yeah, and the pastel colors.
Yep.
That's a big thing throughout this entire movie. Where Mendel's, it has like the very colorful blue box with the pink ribbon, I think.
Yeah.
Or is it the other way around? I don't know. But yeah, I remember.
I'm colorblind, so you could be right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is very, very strange.
Yeah,
Like, this
I
movie
probably
as much
see
as
a
you
little
do.
different than you guys do.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like, I find that jarring. Like, it's like you're colorblind and you love these very colorful movies, which is it's different. I don't expect that from a colorblind person, and it's really cool.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I'm trying to be genuine here.
Right, nothing right in there.
Nothing right there, guys. Apparently, I guess fuck me, right? All right, so I'm gonna bring a little Marvel into this because they have 9 fucking Marvel characters in this movie, so it's great. We got Khonshu. We got
What? Oh, F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah,
Okay, the
yeah,
actor.
plays Khonshu.
Okay. When it's like Khonshu,
We got
cameo.
Flash Thompson. We got Mobius, the Ancient One, Goblin, Hulk, and the Grandmaster. So we got all of them in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Norton. That's what you were probably.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say Mark Ruffalo was in the movie?
Oh, Norton.
Yeah, that's right. It was
Yeah.
Norton, yeah.
Yeah, forever ago.
Yeah,
bad word.
still technically MCU. So I thought that was very interesting. He has a lot of famous friends, Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
And he likes to use them all. Is this how all of his movies are? Because I've only seen a few.
I think it is because I'm trying to remember. I think it was Isle of Dog was the last movie I saw, and it had like Bryan Cranston.
Sick.
What's his name?
Bill Murray's always.
Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was same thing.
Guy who played Ian Malcolm in Jurassic.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum's in
Yeah.
it too. Thank you.
Yeah.
And those actors seem to appear in a lot of his movies, and I think, as you just said, because they're friends with him and they just like show up for appearances' sake, which kind of brings me to something that I did not understand about the movie.
Okay.
So like Bill Murray's appearance there, I think he had like 3-4 lines of dialogue. Didn't
Yeah.
really contribute much other than being there for the Society of like Cross Keys or whatever it was called.
Yep.
And
Yeah, he was like the one of the. He was like, it's just a copy paste of like the Grand Budapest, like all the different hotels, right? They come together.
Yeah, and they help each other out, which is cool. It's a cool idea. But I mean, like having like such a high profile actor like that come in just for a few lines of dialogue.
It's cameo.
It's cameo, but I mean, I don't know. It feels
Contrived.
like not contrived, but
Forced.
not forced. No. I'm thinking more of a literal sense. Like, say the budget for the movie.
Oh.
Like, how much was he paid for that? For those lines of dialogue when they could have said
It
to somebody new.
Might have done it as a favor too. Like it could have been free.
I guess that's true.
I don't know. I know that Bill Murray, or no, was it? No, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger that he did an entire movie that were like for free.
The Expendables, the first one.
He should have done that for free.
Yep.
I shouldn't have wasted the money on that, but no, I think it was Maggie. I think he did that one. But like, I know Bill Murray and Wes Anderson are kind of like friends. Like he's in almost every movie that Wes Anderson does. So like, he might have just done it as a favor. I don't know. But like, yeah, he's got a lot of high profile actors in here. And also Wes Anderson seems like a guy that like going back to like the OCD thing, he seems like he would be really stuck up about like Christopher Nolan. Like he's always like, we need to use film instead of digital.
So snobby.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those
Arrogant.
guys.
You know, all those words.
Erudite.
Arrogant.
Arrogant. Okay.
Erudite. What the fuck is that?
I have no idea what that word is. Or
I
what
think
that
he just made that up.
No, erudite. That's a word.
Then what does
I don't
it mean?
fucking know. I've heard it before.
I feel like film though. Film has a different aesthetic. Film, I think for this movie is just it works.
Yeah, it's like
works. I feel like, especially if you're going through different time periods, you know, like going from digital to film to I don't know. I feel like you're going from a 1930s perspective to what is it, 1970s?
70s or something
Yeah,
like
somewhere in
that.
there.
Yeah, so
I feel like
it starts off like modern times with like this
Yeah.
little girl going to like the statue. Then like in the 70s with this old man talking about like this nature of storytelling or something, and then that goes to the
Him when he's younger at the
when he-
hotel.
at the hotel. Yeah, because when he's the
Jude Law.
Jude Law, and then Jude Law talks to F. Murray Abraham. F. Murray Abraham is zero when we get to the main story. So it's like that's what we said in the tease.
It's kind of interesting. It's like interesting way of storytelling. You know,
Yeah.
you're telling a story,
Yeah.
and then another story, and then you're actually seeing the story throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
so there's actually 3 time periods.
Yeah, actually.
I think. Are there 2 aspect ratios? I think there's 3 aspect ratios.
I know one of them is 16:9, and then another one's like 2.35:1. I'm just a nerd. So
Yeah, you're
it's just
nerd
like, so like full screen, widescreen, and then 4:3. So like square.
Square.
Not technically 4:3. It would be 4:4 or 1:1 if it was square. But
I just thought of something. Maybe they did that to try to show the distinction between the time periods, because they never.
Yeah.
I don't think they actually have like font like at below the screen saying, you know, this is 1903 Poland, Warsaw, or whatever they're supposed to be in. So I think that's
They leave it up for interpretation.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
it kind of works.
Yeah.
That does work. It's it's cool to see. I mean, it's different. You don't see it every day. You always see like, oh, big letters for Civil War, like Sokovia.
Oh, yeah.
Sokovia, but like wherever the hell they were.
Yeah, like
Russia.
Lagos, like right in the
Lagos, yeah.
beginning.
You see the big names. Oh, where you are.
In case you guys didn't know, this is Lagos. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, because talked about Marvel. Anyway, we brought it back to Marvel from that conversation. We just started with Marvel, the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Are all the places that they go to like in the like I forgot what it was called, but are those real places?
I think they are, but I mean the situations that they're in, like I can't remember the name of what that invasive army was that supposedly looks like the SS troops from Nazi Germany.
Yeah,
I think they're supposed to be like representation of it and not actually them.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I figured it was like a fictional war because it's like I've never seen that symbol before. But
Naples is a real place, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So
Naples, Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Italia.
But like, what's the place? Are you the M. Gustav or H. Gustav of the
Grand
of the
Budapest
Budapest
Hotel in Naples, bad.
Yeah, Naples bad. Yeah,
Naples bad.
Yeah. They said it
doing
like
that.
5 times in a row.
Oh my god. It's very quick wit humor, which I think is weird because you don't like Letterkenny.
I don't.
It's that,
Should've seen it.
that same type of humor
No,
style.
no, I don't think it.
It's the quick wit.
It's
I feel like this type of movie has a lot of like rewatchability. I feel like this is the second or third time I've watched it, and I'm like, wow, I'm always picking up on like very subtle, small things, whether it's like a letter or like something that was written down or like something somebody else said that was like kind of, oh, I didn't catch that the first time. Like I feel like even though there is a lot of dialogue and it seems like, oh wow, like I didn't even listen to them say that the first time. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I kind of enjoy about some of not only Wes Anderson's films, but like just kind of these quick-witted movies in general. You're like, oh wow, I didn't even hear him say that.
Yeah, this is the first time we both seen this movie. So
Second time for me.
Oh,
I saw
second
it
for you.
forever ago, right when it came out, and was like, because that was when I was in that real like film bro era, where I'm just like, I need
Film
to watch
snob, yeah.
film in all like the
Theatre.
like the Palme d'Or, and like I was like super into like I would be like clamoring or like I would if I didn't hate The Witch when I first saw it when I was still in that era. I hated The Witch.
I like The Witch.
he doesn't like Robert Eggers.
I'm just not into it. I mean, I respect what he's doing.
Like a few weeks
But it's
ago,
like-
I saw The Northman. He was like, "No, I don't want to see it just because Robert Eggers." Yeah,
I did not say that.
no, but you didn't say it, but you basically inferred it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, everybody has their like things that they're against. I mean, you don't like war movies because you say
No.
they're all the same.
Dumb take.
Dumb take. I have to agree with Danny.
Not wrong. I mean, I agree. Like, it's just all the ones I've seen, they all seem to have the same type of thing going on. And I was like,
War.
So do Marvel movies.
yes, Marvel movies do. But it's superheroes.
But superheroes.
But it's a fictional war.
Exactly.
Fictional battlefield.
People can fly and shoot lasers out of their eyes.
Anyway, whatever. Let's get off the topic of other people's
Marvel.
preferences of movies. That too.
That too.
So, Alex,
Yes.
what was your favorite part of this movie?
I think I really like seeing Harvey Keitel.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was a major surprise.
Yes, him in the jail, being the kind of the old wise,
Yeah.
the boss of the jail cell. And, just him, as they escape, seeing Harvey in. Oh God, he must be in his late 70s.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, I think just him running around, escaping the jail cell. And just kind of going through all the motions of
Yeah.
of the escape was pretty awesome, and he's just an iconic.
Yeah, around that same time in the movie, like my favorite line comes up, and it's like, "Who's got the throat slitter?" And he just cuts a cupcake. It's just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yes,
See, Harvey Keitel is kind of ruined for me,
Yeah.
Why?
and it's nothing because of him. It's just because I've seen his penis in Bad Lieutenant. I've seen,
That's
It
what
just, like-
ruins character. Apparently,
I just like whenever I see him, he's trying to be all badass. I've seen your penis. You know what I mean?
so very.
Jesus. I thought my favorite scene had to be when Willem Dafoe is chasing after Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I just like the back and forth with there being no dialogue, just the music playing and like all these shots of like Jeff Goldblum like looking around and like trying to figure out escape route. All the while, Dafoe is just like casually walking and walking, and then you see just a shot of his shoes being taken off, and you don't know how close he is. Then as soon as Goldblum sees the bicycle and is about to go for it, he gets his fingers cut off and he's dead.
Yep.
I love that. And I don't know, going a little off topic for a second, was it just me or did Willem Dafoe look older in
He had
that
shorter hair.
his shorter hair, but also like it looked like he had a ton of wrinkles and like and I don't know, I'm not sure if that was
Might
maybe
have-
makeup for the character.
Well,
I think they put like eyeshadow on him.
Did they?
It looked like it to me. I mean, because I just saw him in No Way Home and like
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they also-
the last time I saw him.
He had some like.
I mean, they also
Yeah, something like
de-aged
right
him a little
here.
in that movie though
Yeah.
too. So
Oh, they did.
they did
Okay.
de-age him. Yes.
I don't know. He just in that movie. What came out in 2014?
Yeah.
Grand
20
Budapest.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They must have done some makeup on him because he looked a lot older than I remember him looking.
I mean, it's the same thing when you cut your hair, you look a lot older. So I mean, he.
Oh,
he
do
used
I?
to see-
Do I look older?
distinguished.
I don't know what that.
Yes.
You're not Willem Dafoe, dude.
You don't want to look like that. I mean, if you want to, I mean, sure, go for it. But
My
like,
Willem Dafoe impression is because like Sep Willem Dafoe, but no, she's like just do the Green Goblin, and she's like bleh, and like that's our Willem Dafoe impression now.
serious.
Horrible impression. I'm sorry. It's horrible.
Well, that's the point. That's the point, Mike.
He's a menace.
I don't.
That's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I know.
That's actually a good impression. Take note from that.
Oh yeah, he told me before. Yeah. I like the ski scene a lot. Like the whole when they're going down the mountain, like it's really well done. And he just pushed him off the cliff at the end. That was so abrupt when he pushed him off the cliff. I just laughed my ass off. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just letting
When he's like reciting a poem when he's about to die, and then
Yeah.
he
It's
pushes him off. He's like, "Holy shit!"
Holy shit, you got him.
That's gotta be my favorite scene. It was so well done.
My favorite scene is all of them.
You're
No,
like,
I'm just joking. My favorite scene's the second time that they get confronted on the train car. So like the first time, like they get saved by Edward Norton, and the second time they don't. And like I just love like the voiceover, just like he didn't make it out from there, because like oh shit, like that cut deep. Because I didn't think I cared that much about Gustav this entire movie. Like we were kind of talking through that the whole movie, just like kind of like blah, blah. And then like we look back right when the scene where you get Jeff Goldblum gets his fingers cut off, we're like holy shit, and then so like we kind of kept looking back every once in a while, but like that's like the one scene where like I thought, wow, I really do care about this character, and like he's dead,
Yeah.
So it's a sad story, but he's like the whole point of the story is that he instills his values into Zero, who takes the hotel
Right.
up from him. So I just thought it was nice.
What did you think about them not showing his death?
Oh, I thought that was
good?
That was good because we don't want to see Gustav die a horrible death.
Right.
True.
It's like he was a decent man, so he should have a decent death, right? Without showing it, so probably a closed casket,
A distinguished
death. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right.
And saying that actually brings up one more point that Alex made before about like rewatchability.
Right.
And I didn't get this until we watched it again, and that was at some point Zero says, I think it's near the end of the movie, like Gustav was like he was from a different era, and he was a part of it, but that era died out a long time ago. And I think he was referring to, at least the way I interpret it, was like all of his, mannerisms, politeness, and being, very, as he said, dignified and stuff. But every once in a while, Zero also said that he wasn't actually that man. He just tried to personify it. And you could see that every time he was like interrupted doing a poem, he says, oh shit, okay, let's drop this and go. Or every time he swears, you know, he's like, just tell me what the fuck, what's going on here? We've been doing this for like 3 days. What the fuck is going on? And he just loses his, like, just overall, like, persona of being, you know, a nice, dignified person.
Kind of a descent into madness type
yeah, and like he just loses his cool.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was like something that I didn't notice before, but after the end came about, I understand what Zero meant by that, and it kind of resonates with me now. Just like thinking, he wasn't always, you know, as he appeared to be, as he tried to show off to Zero when he was younger. And that was interesting.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't.
But like that's shit.
That's interesting. The beginning of the movie starts off with a guy talking about like what a writer is, and like I don't want to toot my own horn, but I try to write here and there. But like I've seen like the countless video essays and like different tips on how to write and stuff on YouTube and stuff. And everyone always says that, like, if you want to be a good writer, you have to listen. And, like, when he says, like, writers tend to just listen to people and create characters from that instead of just dreaming up an entire world, which it's like, romantic to say about that. Like, oh, I thought this all up on my own. But it's like, no, you really just take people that you know in your life or experiences you had and then, you know, change them a little bit into a story. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what he's saying in that. And, like, so it makes me think that, like, how true is the actual main story of the Grand Budapest Hotel? So, like, the 1930s story, how true is that compared to the 1970s story, compared to the other stories, like, going into modern day? Like, how many times was this story changed or indulged upon to make it look better for the characters? And
yeah, because
it's a good question.
It's a different person telling it. Like, they might just change little tweaks here and there. And then just, that's a really good point.
Well, it's like that science experiment, right? Where like one person tells somebody something, that person tells the other person the exact same thing.
Telephone.
It just goes on and on and on until like what started out as what was told versus what was heard at the end is completely different.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some liberties were taken and somebody had a different idea.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it probably wasn't exactly the same.
Yeah, because it makes me wonder, like, is this story even like is like the original story true that like Wes Anderson heard one day and it's like, I'm gonna make a movie on that, and like is it like a true like story from like a hotel from like the 20s or whatever, and like something related to what happened in the story, like, you know, so that's what they say, based on a true story. Like, I know it's not, this movie isn't technically based on it, but I wonder if like the way he frames it is like in that sense where it's like multiple different story or tellings of the story. So, you know, I wonder.
That's interesting.
Food for thought.
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know because, you know, Wes Anderson.
Unless Wes Anderson reveals it, but like,
yeah,
doubt that.
Has he won an Oscar? Like, I wonder.
Oh, speaking of Oscars.
Okay.
So, yeah, this movie won Best Costume Design, Best Hairstyle and Makeup, Best Music, and Best Production Design at the Academy Awards in 2015. So,
makes me laugh because it's like the makeup artist is like, I just got nominated for putting the state of Mexico on a girl's face. Or the country of Mexico.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But the production design, that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Music, I don't.
I like
I like the score of the music. I feel
music
like
was
it
good.
I guess I wasn't listening too closely to it.
It flowed really well. It felt
Okay.
like more of like a play or something. Like, it was just like the entire movie was just like smooth. It wasn't like there weren't that many like
dramatic pauses
or cuts to different like types of music. I feel like it just kind of flowed from scene to scene, and it kind of was like yeah.
And the sound effects went with a bunch of the music, like when the train's chugging along, or when they're in the ski thing, and it goes creak, creak, creak. It goes along with the music.
I didn't even.
Yeah, I remember that.
Very nice.
It's very low. Like, it's not.
It's subtle.
Very subtle.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Shit, I'm glad to watch this movie again. I really am.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a good movie.
I did like the evolution of Zero though. I feel like Zero was one of my favorite, like, you know, like as you saw, like right in the beginning, he was the lobby boy. He was the, you know, kind of was being shit on as like he had no experience, he had no family, he had, but like as you see, you know, I think one of the first scenes you see him was when like he kind of glances over as like they're about to steal the picture.
Yeah.
And like he's the one that kind of was like, you know, and he grabs the stool and he goes up and he takes it off the wall, and like you kind of see him start to evolve as like when he's on the motorcycle, like he's in front, I believe. When he's on the sled, he's in front. Like so you start to see this like
People
kind of
becoming the
this kind of like dynamic shift between him and
Yeah.
I kind of noticed that, and I was like, okay, well, you know, they're both kind of, it's a little, dynamic is a little bit more even now, and
Yeah, it's like he takes him under his wing, and then like he kind of grows into like his own man.
Taking
as the story
charge.
goes.
Taking charge, yeah.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I like that. And like Zero is like a great protagonist. Well, Gustav is more it's hard to, I'd say Gustav is probably the protagonist, and then
Zero is the support.
yeah. But it's like weird because like we were saying, like he grows into being the protagonist because he has his own storyline. They're probably co-leads then, you know.
Yeah.
He has his own
It's more
story
like an
with
ensemble, if anything.
yeah, because the Agatha's in there too, and Adrian Brody and
Like this whole cast. Like I think it's more of an ensemble movie with a lot of cameos.
this movie gives me Knives Out vibes.
Yeah.
Because
In a way,
like
yes.
when at the will reading, yeah, because it's like all in both circumstances, just because they treated whoever died right, you know, and they get everything, and then you know that makes the family completely jealous. In one case, in Knives Out, it's just kind of them being assholes, and then the other one, they try to kill Gustav and imprison him for life. So. But yeah, like it's
Very
dramatic and like over the top, and like so that's what I liked about this story. But it's it's very cool to see like Gustav start in one place and be like, I'm the head of he's not the head, but he's the manager of the hotel, right?
Concierge.
So yeah, he's like the dude of the hotel, and then he gets taken down a bunch of pegs. Just because he did what he treated her a little too right, but but just because he treated the lady right, you know, just because then he gets all the fortune, that ruins his life. So you know, he's like you said in the chapel in the confession, he's just like what the fuck is going on? I want this to fucking end.
And this is the whole thing. Like I couldn't figure out the plot for half of this fucking movie. I was like, what the fuck is the point of this movie? But then I eventually figured out it was to get the inheritance. But like, I was like, why is it not obvious in the beginning?
It's quite subtle.
It should be a little more obvious. But if it was a little more obvious, I think it would have helped its case a little more.
This is a problem that you just have with movies. I think
Fuck off.
you always you just like always want it to jump into like the second act, like right at like the first minute. You know?
Yeah.
You want it to be a Marvel movie. That's all you want it to be. Yeah.
Yes. But
I did like Adrian Brody's character though. I thought he was hilarious. I've seen him in quite a few other movies, and I'm like, wow, he's had in some intense roles as well.
Yeah.
Just like Ed Norton, and like I just thought that Adrian Brody's character was like
Hilarious.
I thought he would,
I just love that
His
double
first
take
line.
he does
Yeah.
when he's like looking down at a fucking no, and then he's looking at boy with the apple, and then he like, what the fuck is this? He's like, holy fuck! He just runs over, and he looks at everybody, he's like, what's the meaning of this shit?
I love like one of his first lines. It's like, "Who's this fucking?" And then he says the F slur. You know, but he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know, this is like out of nowhere.
He's like, that fruitcake. Oh,
way
man.
too funny.
I say I like him better than the last movie I saw him in recently, which was Predators, 2010.
Yeah, Predators.
I remember the first one that came to mind was the Pianist.
Yeah, that's what I remember him from. You know, just that movie is it's a sad
that was
movie.
intense.
Yeah, it's not a drag, but it's like emotionally it's like a drag. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Emotionally draining. for
Yeah, it's
sure.
just like it's like I can't do it, man. But yeah, so let's talk about Saoirse Ronan, or pretty much just all the supporting actors that have gone on to have major careers after. Sure. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say Tony Revolori has a major career, but he's in. Not to talk about Marvel again, but he's Flash Thompson.
Of course.
Marvel touches everything. So, but Saoirse Ronan, this is like one of her first roles, and then she did Brooklyn the next year, and then she did Little Women,
Yep.
and then Lady Bird. Yeah, so now she's kind of like the Greta Gerwig like companion.
She's more indie, like
Yeah.
Best Picture nom type deals. Like she's not really doing anything other than that.
Yeah, I'd say she's more like, well, Timothée Chalamet isn't like doing. He's not doing too many indies anymore, but he was doing a bunch of this. So I'd say she's like the female version of Timothée Chalamet,
Okay.
where they were both, and ironically they're both in Lady Bird.
A lot of newer characters, newer people that are just getting into Hollywood and stuff, or just getting their foot in their these big roles, and then you got the mix of all these really well-known actors in the cameos.
Yeah.
It's just a very eclectic mix of acting.
Was she in a movie called, I could be mixing up my actresses. Was she in a movie called Atonement? I thought that she was.
She might have been.
She was really young in that.
I haven't seen that movie.
I might have been thinking of something else.
It's on my list. That's the one with James McAvoy, and like he's a professor. He gets accused of like,
World War
bad
II.
stuff.
You already lost Dan when you said World War II.
What? So this movie was 2014, pre-Harambe. So, so much has happened since then. Like he's like, oh, when did this movie come out? And it was like 2014. He's like, really? Like he thought it was longer ago than that.
Yeah.
So much has happened in the last 8 years now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, can you even think of other things before like 2016, like that you think were like just?
The only thing I can think, because I measure different years and according to certain movies. So like 2014, in my opinion, is probably like Guardians of the Galaxy or Winter Soldier, and then 2015 Star Wars: Force Awakens. 2016, I don't know what 2016 would be. 2017's Last Jedi.
I notice you're
16
you're
Batman,
mentioning
Superman.
all Disney movies.
Batman,
Yeah, well, they're all just blockbusters that everyone remembers. So
Batman
it's like
Superman was 2016.
it was. See, that's not Disney. There you go.
That's Warner.
One out of 6.
But yeah.
They came up with it.
But just the difference, because just the difference of time from like 2014 to 2015, that like it just feels so long. Like
Yeah.
it's because this movie feels like it really does feel like, wow, that was 2014, that was forever ago. But then 2015 feels like yesterday,
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it's just because I was super hyped for Star Wars that year, but like,
Just
I don't know.
it's just like the overload of information we get nowadays. Like it's just everything.
Well, now we're on Twitter. By the way, Sib _pod.
You guys are on Twitter now?
Yeah, we're on Twitter.
now.
Gee, wow.
Yeah.
Really.
Wow.
They're exploding.
He's in this movie too.
Yeah, Owen
Yeah, you
Wilson.
mentioned
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, that's another one that like he had like
Mobius.
4 lines
Yeah.
of dialogue and then
Yeah.
that was it.
I feel Jason Schwartzman was in it too.
Was he?
He's the second-rate concierge. What was his name? Monsieur Jean.
Yes. He was right in the beginning. You remember him?
Oh yeah.
They're throwing shade at him too. He's just like he's not even second-rate.
Yeah.
It's like, you fucking asshole.
I'm gonna say Grand Budapest Hotel in my top 10 favorite movies.
Okay.
Definitely.
What's your your top 3?
Top 3?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
Might have to have
gosh.
Might had to take a while.
Mike's seen it before episode.
Song of the Sea, definitely.
What's
I
that?
haven't seen that one.
It's a Scottish. I think it's a Scottish movie, animated. Came out in 2016.
Okay.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm trying to think. I know this sounds weird. There's like a plethora of other movies that are just as funny, just as good. But Rango,
Rango.
Okay.
really like Rango.
Never seen. I never watched Rango either.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever have either.
Well, but you've seen it, haven't you?
seen it.
Okay, yeah. All right, thank you. Man, I'm liking movies that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
Gosh, and then I think
So
for
eclectic.
thanks. I think obviously number one is Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Jurassic
forgot
Park,
about you.
yeah.
Yeah, we actually did
I knew that was
we did an
coming.
episode on our old podcast about Jurassic Park.
And Chris Temperino.
Oh,
Da-na-na.
Na, 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 na.
he hasn't.
Dan!
He hasn't been on the video podcast yet, but I want to get him on soon.
That's going to be
It's gonna be a time.
a treasure
It's gonna be interesting.
when it happens.
All right.
Yes.
All right, how about you, Alex? You got any last words?
Last words about Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible movie. I think like the first time I saw this was with my mom of all people. We went to, I think we saw it like the drive-ins, and I don't think she's
Weird
ever.
drive-in movie.
I know she had never seen a Wes Anderson film before,
What did she think of it?
and she was like, she just had no clue, like what we just watched. And I remember I was like, wow, that was really cool. And she's like, I don't
don't
want to
care.
see that movie.
It's like the
ever
quirkometer is just like off the charts. Too quirky. You can't do
yeah,
it.
I think that's where she was at. She was like, I think this is way too quirky for her taste.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah. It was,
So this movie was kind of like obviously more eclectic, but would Wes Anderson be suited more for short films instead of full feature-length films?
No, I
don't
think,
think so.
I think feature length films are his strong point.
Okay,
He did-
'cause, I mean, he could try out more things like he did in this movie on short films and see how well they do too. Like he could experiment a lot more.
I mean, yeah, any director could, but
I feel like it would suit him well. I just feel that way.
why? Because you felt it was too long?
No, this movie's an hour and a half. It's not that long at all.
No.
But I mean,
but it
it's
took
just-
forever to get going.
Yeah. Okay, you know what?
I'm just joking.
Are you joking? Anyway, yeah, no, I just think it would suit him well, and I would probably watch a few of the short films at some point if he did do them.
over a feature length
Yes.
film.
Yes.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, because it's like he has so many like he I mean, maybe not this story, but
Yeah.
he could have made a short story about all the other timelines, just telling the story where like you could have like some, like we even have a short story like in the beginning with the old man at his desk, where he's like talking about storytelling. The little kid runs in, he's like, "Don't you fucking do it," or some shit like that. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that was just kind of thrown in there. So he could have a whole story about like the little kid doing whatever he's doing and like running away from his grandfather or some shit like that. But
We're talking about
that like when the kid comes back and like they're camera's zooming in on them and he's got the gun pointed right at the camera. I thought that was fucking weird.
That was hilarious. No, that was great.
I got one last thing, and it's just a quote. It's like, "You're a really straight fellow." Well, I've never been accused of that before. I don't know. It was one of the best lines.
That was a pretty funny line.
I think the funniest line was what was it? Oh, well, I sleep with all my friends, darling. When he's talking to what's his name?
Before he gets punched.
Yeah, before he gets punched.
You got a favorite line?
Oh God. I think when Zero forgets all of the things that he wanted, like right out, like as he's like coming out of the hole, like he's dusting himself off, and Zero comes and like he has nothing.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the perfume
He doesn't
or
have the
a change of
perfume,
clothes.
a change of clothes. He's asking. I'm blanking on the guy's name.
Gustav.
Gustav was like, he had like a requirement list for Zero to bring like after he gets out of jail, and he like Zero brings nothing. And like, Gustav was just so like, why?
Why did you do that?
Like, yeah, he's just, like so confused. Like, I think like just that scene would just made me laugh. I don't know why. 'Cause he's, like just getting out of jail, and like of course he's thinking about like his looks and what he smells like.
Yeah, you don't have. I can't even get like a little scent of whatever his perfume is.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's right.
Not even a puff. He's
Not
like,
even-
he's like, no.
All
But
right.
yeah, that was Grand Budapest Hotel.
What do you give it, Danny?
What do I get?
what do you
Jeez. Okay, so I was kind of low on this movie before we had this conversation, but now I'm a little higher. So I think I'm gonna go 89 because like it's weird because like as I was talking about how like Gustav's like whole character and stuff, and like made me really like him more and more as I was talking about it. So yeah, I think I'm going 89.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what were you going to give it before?
Probably like an 80, which is still like decently
respectable.
high,
Still
but
respectable.
like yeah.
Yeah, again, this definitely raised mine to this conversation. I was originally going to give it probably like a 76.
Okay.
But I'm going to...
It's because there's like some soldiers and there's guns in it. and
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
like warm
too
it.
close to war.
You know me so well.
I do. I really do.
But no, the conversation, I really liked the... Shit, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
What was the rating you're going to give it now?
Well, let's just go with that. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get to that. Yeah. So I was going to give it a 83.
83. Okay. Still respectable.
Yeah.
Like I said, love this movie. Not perfect. I'd give it like a solid 92, 93.
That's your number 10.
In the
It's
top
it's
10.
in the top 10.
Yeah,
okay.
in the top 10.
Okay.
Wow.
you?
These are nice. These are great scores. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh, yikes.
no, I was gonna give it like a 50.
plot twist right there.
I'm just kidding. No, I think I would give it like a, I don't know, like 85. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. The middle. The
middle.
number that we
Yeah,
always...
the middle of the
you
road.
I'm always the 85 guy, so like,
Yeah?
I always pick 85 for all the movies, but I haven't done it in a while. But I did it for a couple weeks ago for Return of the Jedi. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Glad you didn't say it again this time.
89. That's where I'm at.
89. All right. All right. So, we are Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle at Seen It Beforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast. And on Twitter with the handle at SIB pod. SIB _pod. Jeez.
Yeah.
SIB _pod. Yeah. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Danny_Was, my letterbox at GJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was. Would you guys want to plug anything?
Plug
My
yourself.
name's Mike.
Plug yourself.
That's about it.
Dare to find me.
Find me.
How about you, Alex?
My name's Alex. Dare to also find me.
Find you.
He's looking for love right now, so
Wink,
please
wink.
find him. Please.
His face is just I can't believe you did that.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on this podcast.
Thank you for
was
having
a very
us.
enlightening conversation. Like, I did not expect to put
Wow.
this movie at an
Wow.
80.
He's saying that we're
to
dumb.
80 to 83. I didn't expect to put this movie at an
He's saying that
83.
we're not intellectuals.
Wow. Next time we'll
Okay, well,
have to pick a.
Yeah, we'll have to downgrade this a bit
know.
next time.
shit.
We're gonna have to find a really old Marvel movie.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
I mean, it's okay.
Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver
Oh
Surfer.
my
Yeah.
God. No, Ghost Rider 2.
No, Blade.
Oh my God. Blade Trinity.
No, Blade 3. Yeah, Blade Trinity.
Yes.
No, even better. Daredevil, Ben Affleck.
Ben X.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That was not that bad.
And when we do a double feature with
Blade,
Elektra.
though. I think Blade.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah.
And it's been an honor as usual to bring you this podcast content. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah. Peace.